really prefer, especially weather permitting, especially spring, summer, to start as early as possible, like literally maybe 3 in the morning. Why? Because I can work up to 12 hours, but at the 12th hour, I have to go offline. It means if I start 3 and I just go till 2 in the afternoon, that's still about 11 hours, and I can still take breaks like at Wash Park. I can still take short breaks. And if I get in at least 10 hours of the 12, I'm pretty confident that I'd be making $200 a day and still have the afternoon and evening free. And that's really the most ideal. But what happens is with Lyft, there's periods like this today from 2:30 till midnight and midnight till 2 in the morning, or about 12 hours this afternoon into the evening. Every dollar I collect with rides, I get a point, points towards qualifying levels. Doug, I'm really reading page 3 in the freezing cold patio of St. Mark's Coffee House. First, well, of course it's me, but you don't know the date, so I'm going to tell you. It's January 20th. What year? 2025. January 20th, 2025. Where am I? Well, I'm in my black, I don't own this. Not like my 2017 Prius Touring I owned. I bought it in San Diego. I'm supposed to this week, which starts tomorrow morning at 5. I want to say this a couple times. Every single Monday, tomorrow's Monday, at 5 a.m., I owe the car express drive about $400. The third day of a storm where it's 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can see the 99. I just drove last night, and I have an electric car, so I have to charge this because I charge it when it gets, I always charge it. I don't let it go below 99 miles. This is the total I did starting. I'd have to double check the starting time, but basically yesterday I worked throughout the night. It was a freezing sub-zero night. Hardly anyone was driving, and I worked all the way up to this morning, Sunday, January 19th. And this figure, $244.88 in 9 hours, is an excellent shift. And it was that because of the rides I got last night. And this is a cold winter day. Now, to put things in perspective, on Thursday, it's now Monday, Jeremy, my friend, helped me move, and there was no snow or ice. It was completely sunny. Where now that I don't have my loft anymore, as of last Thursday, it's now Monday, January 20th. Now, here's the bottom line. This storm just came in. My friend Jeremy helped me for 7 hours to empty my apartment, basically of the things I wanted to put in storage and keep just in the event I have a place to live down the road, but it's gonna be a while.
Everybody, today's going to be just tremendous. This is somebody that I've wanted to get to know for a long time and pick his brain. We've got a bunch of mutual friends.
Every ride is documented. Like this week, all the way through when I started, I can go to my iPhone and go to ride number 1, ride number 2. I could go to any time this last 2 years and look at all the rides I picked up, the time I picked them up, the time I delivered them, how much I made that day. It's all documented.
へえ、すごい。
Yeah,
In
so
the iPhone, in your
yeah,
phone.
yeah. So what's good is for accountability to think, how did I, cause and effect? How did I get in this situation? And I can go back to when I sold my Prius.
And I'm really excited that he's taken a space into sort of beginning to share more of what he's learned in his life and the journey that he's been on, which is a freaking remarkable life journey.
Hi everyone, I actually have a camera on a very special person I've been talking about on my videos a lot. She's actually the dry van, your official title is a dry van terminal manager for the Phoenix terminal, which is our largest terminal, and I'm a dry van driver, and I have a manager named Erica. And Erica said that she's like in charge of like something like 36 trucks. Well, she oversees all of the driver managers, okay? But she's totally awesome. So this is the first time I've done a video with her, and we've known each other for a while. I want to mention this too now. Stream that I've ever done on Facebook, and I'm with some friends that I've shared an event this weekend. Wow. Wow. Look. Check it out.
Oh yeah. And this. 2 for $5.
And Brian, my friend Brian's a lot more experienced at this than I am. But I'm with some friends.
Why are you recording me eating?
Well, that's good. It's live. You can.
Hey, Doug friends. I'm eating.
Okay, I'm gonna have them all introduce themselves. This is my friend.
I'm Brian Couch.
Okay.
How you doing?
Doug, I'm going to be reading page 3 in the freezing cold patio of St. Mark's Coffee House, where now that I don't have my loft anymore, as of last Thursday, it's now Monday, January 20th. Now, here's the bottom line. This storm just came in. My friend Jeremy helped me for 7 hours to empty my apartment, basically of the things I wanted to put in storage and keep just in the event I have a place to live down the road, but it's gonna be a while. I'm gonna read page 3 in this cold weather, and then I'm gonna go back inside. This is one of my favorite pages of Green Lights, and it's cold. So, you see my breath? So this is not a traditional memoir. Yes, I tell stories from the past, but I have no interest in nostalgia, sentimentality, or retirement. memoirs require.
Since she was 18, my dad was 20. So with him, they celebrated their 71st wedding anniversary. They had a wonderful life. But they knew that one day, one of them most likely was going to pass before the other. Although my mom and dad, when I was with them, June 5th, they said their prayer is that they both die in their sleep, right? And they just wait, they don't wake up. They honestly felt that way. There's nothing more they wanted to do. They couldn't do all the things they had been doing, including my own father. He couldn't paint every day, he couldn't ride his bicycle. They actually were at peace with just going to bed one night and not waking up the next day. Really, that's what they wanted. I talked to my dad about it. They knew my dad was on hospice care. That's why I drove 14 hours and 900 miles on June 4th and got there June 5th. Because my dad called me and said he was dying. My mom sent me a text that Dad's dying. I originally booked it South. I'm making another video saying the same thing, just kind of trying to do a shorter version. Anyway, long story short, the last time I would see my dad is June 6th.
This is not an advice book either. Although I like preachers, I'm not here to preach and tell you what to do. This is an approach book. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera around and read it as I'm showing you what I'm seeing. This is an approach book. I'm here to share stories, insights, and philosophies that can be objectively understood if you choose, subjective about by either changing your reality or changing how you see it. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
I make videos. How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Do you enjoy this nice weather?
It's great.
I don't remember skateboards back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, I'm up from a surf town in Encinitas, California.
Yeah, I'm from San Diego. Imperial Beach.
Oh, do you know Encinitas?
Yep.
Moonlight Beach? I'm flipping out that you guys are on skateboards now.
Yeah. And now we're out here in Denver skateboarding.
Mile High City. We're 900 miles from the ocean, bro.
Exactly.
So how'd this happen?
I have no idea. Well, really, I came out here because it was a lot cheaper than living in Imperial Beach. You know how
Well,
expensive
no,
it
I came out in 1990. I'm an old dude. I'm 71, but I'm an old, young dude.
is. Yep.
I'm filming you.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I have a channel called Driving Tokyo, and I grew up in San Diego. You probably dig this. You're younger than me.
Yep.
But from age 7 to 37, I lived at Moonlight Beach up in Encinitas, North County, when I got an apartment for $200 a month.
Damn. Yeah, that's unheard of now.
Yeah, I have. Now, what's the trip with these skateboards?
Oh,
It's a good
I
way of
actually
getting
picked
around.
this up before I got here. I got the skateboard before I got here. Picked this up in San Diego, and then I came here
And I'm tripping out
Just riding around.
because you work, right? You have
Yep.
a job. So it's a good way to get around.
Oh yeah, probably not in this weather. It's a little bit too cold out here for that, but
Well,
it is. I do ride up and down this mall and up to the skate park over there.
What about all these dudes on these bikes? Have you seen these radical dudes with these bikes that come racing through here? Like all of them, like these bikes.
Yeah, they're definitely good ways to get around.
But anyway, brother,
lot cheaper.
what's your name?
Trey,
Trey.
Trey,
Nice.
nice-
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Wow, you look young for your age.
Yeah,
What do you do? What do you do for a living?
I work security.
That's a good gig.
Yeah, right here on the 16th Street Mall. So
You make
I'm
like
interested.
15, 20 bucks an hour or something?
A little bit over that. I was at like 22.
Are you
20.
serious? Where do you live?
So on Colfax, or right across from the campus.
Don't you think
MSU
this is
right
a
there?
cool place to live? I live at 16th and Wine Coop. I pay $1,100.
Oh. That's pretty decent.
And I'm a Lyft driver. And see this night transportation? I was a truck driver. Do you watch the YouTube videos at all?
A lot of skateboarding stuff.
Do you mind checking out my channel?
Oh yeah, you're definitely.
Because I'm a cross-generational kind of dude. I don't mean to hang you up.
Hey!
Let me just tell my channel. Go to search engine, type in driving
Driving.
to
Oh, wait, hold on.
Tokyo,
Driving.
to Tokyo. I'm turning on to my channel.
Hold on.
Yeah, and then right here, this is me.
Oh, that's you.
Subscribe. I drove a truck in the U.S. but lived in Tokyo part-time.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I'm 71 years old, but I'm a
Oh.
young 71-year-old.
That's what's up.
Are these your buds?
Yep, these are my buds. We were just about to go get some food.
Well,
over
I
there.
don't want to hang you up.
Yeah.
God, they look like wonderful. And you guys have skateboards too?
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach them how to do.
Thanks. I told him I'm filming him. So you guys can subscribe my channel too. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll
Check it out.
definitely subscribe to your channel.
Thank
sometime,
you. Have a
Yeah,
good night.
You too.
I'm digging the 60-degree weather. This is a playbook based on adventures in my life. Adventures that have been significant, enlightening, and funny, sometimes because they were meant to be, but mostly because they didn't try to be. I'm an optimist by nature, and humor has been one of my great teachers. It has helped me deal with pain, loss, and lack of trust. I am not perfect, no. I step in shit all the time, and I recognize it when I do. I've just learned to scrape it off my boots and carry on. We all step in shit from time to time. We hit roadblocks, we fuck up, we get fucked, we get sick, we don't get what we want. We cross thousands of could have done betters in which that wouldn't have happened in life. Stepping in shit is inevitable, so let's either see it as good luck or figure out how to do less often. Matthew McConaughey, page 3 of Green Lights. Read to you January 20th, 2025 at age 71 in a snowy, cold St. Mark's Coffee House patio, which will look quite different after I get through the winter. Hopefully by spring, and I guess you could say my 3rd anniversary of being back in Denver, I'll be in a better place.
Andy?
I am Sandy Fun. I am from Lima, Peru. And I lived in Georgia, but I recently moved to San Antonio, Texas. And I just met Doug
weekend.
3 days ago. He's an awesome guy. We love him. We've been able to share awesome stories, and he inspires me so much. And I can't wait to travel with you more often.
And I want to say that Brian and Sandy, I watched their videos, and I was inspired by I think they went 2016. They went to 13 countries, and I didn't tell you guys, but I watched that one video of you guys with how you met and stuff. That Miracle Network couples
you
thing.
did?
Yeah,
Oh my
I actually shared that with people.
That's
and,
so cool.
Yeah,
Thank
and I thought
you.
that was really inspiring because
Thank you.
even though I'm not in a relationship, I'm a romantic guy, and I really
Aw,
appreciate
you're
you
a very
guys.
sweet guy.
You guys are an awesome couple. By the way, I'm really happy
Thank
for you,
you.
bro. I'm really happy.
Thank you.
You guys are an awesome couple.
And that's what we like doing. We like inspiring people to travel.
Yeah.
Couples
Yeah.
is the best way to spend your time, your money. It's an investment in yourself. What I've been able to experience in traveling with a lot of people, it's just how similar we all are. How we have the similar struggles, our dreams. But what's important is that knowing that you have people there to support you and help you along the way in this journey.
Absolutely.
So
it's a miracle with you guys.
yes,
You guys
yes,
Cool,
we
cool.
love Doug.
are- Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, it's your turn to introduce yourselves.
Hi. Wait, can we do it this way?
Okay, let's go this side. Forgive my amateurish stuff. This is my first time, so.
Hi. What's up? My name's Alexis Olson. I'm from Boise, Idaho, and I met Doug a couple days ago as well. And yeah, it's been cool getting to know people that are doing life differently and hang out with them in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just having fun. We're just chilling out. Oh, well, we can
rewind.
We can go back. Do you want to say something else?
I don't know. Wait, what else am I saying?
What were you saying, Brian?
Well, you have plans of leaving. What happened?
Oh my gosh. Okay, can I hold it actually?
Yeah.
So,
What do you think about staying longer?
yeah,
Oh my
they,
God, I was actually
She's gonna stay even longer now.
I was almost gonna stay longer.
well, I was supposed to fly out when 2 days ago,
Yeah.
and then I decided not to because these guys convinced me to stay. And so I changed my flight, and I'm just gonna hang out with them for a bit longer.
How much longer?
Maybe we see what happens.
We'll talk about
She's
it.
gonna change the flight again.
No,
Yeah, she loves us so much.
they are
Taking
fun.
out for 10 days.
She decided to get an apartment, not go back.
And we're gonna travel a lot more. We're gonna go to Orlando, maybe Atlanta, right?
Yeah. Actually, that's
It'll
true.
be fun.
It
Yeah,
just,
she already confirmed Atlanta.
it's
on
just,
video now.
it's just amazing how things
And
happen.
it was meant to happen because they didn't charge you to change your flight or anything.
Yeah,
right?
they didn't charge me anything,
$0
which never happens.
to hang out with
And
us
it's
longer.
funny, I got this Airbnb, yeah, it's kind of in the hood, but I got a bigger one, not knowing what.
It's a good
Yeah,
Airbnb.
Yeah,
but
it's
I
nice.
didn't know, honestly, I thought, well, I'll get this, if I have to pay myself, that's okay, but I wanted to make it big enough so we can have more people in it, but it's happening.
Yeah. This is awesome.
All right.
Okay,
Hey, how's it going? My name is Brian Velez. I'm actually I'm from here in Miami, Florida, which is about an hour from where we're at right now. And I met Doug a couple of days ago as well at the event. You know, Doug went through hell to get here, but he made it happen no matter what. And you know, so far he's a cool guy. You know, he got an Airbnb for everyone to hang out at. And he's got some passion, man. He's got some passion to actually help you be able to, you know, just live a better life. Whether that's in health, whether that's in wealth, or just, you know, being like me and not caring about your boss telling you to comb your hair or nothing like that.
and what I love about our connection is, even though there's an age difference, you're going through something very similar in your life as I went through in my early 20s that I can completely relate to. So it really doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. We're all.
What is that story?
What's that?
What is that story?
What is that? What is he going through?
Hi, thanks for jumping on.
Well, when I was 24, this is the short version. When I was 24, I hate to sound like.
Tell that person over there.
Yeah. When I was 24, I had a girlfriend that committed suicide, and I dreamt about it before it happened. And it just shook my whole world to the point that I sold everything I owned. I went to Europe, and I just no longer wanted, you know, I had an apartment, a sports car, all that stuff, and I just wanted to let that all go because that no longer meant anything for me. And I stepped out into that mystery, and I just took a chance, took a bus ride across the United States, took a plane to London, landed in London on New Year's Eve, and from that point forward, I just felt like that was my passion. I thought, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. But then what happens is life happens. I've lost my loft. I'm not gonna be paying $1,200 a month, but I will have to pay December rent, this rent, and for them to clean my apartment, rent it to someone else. I'm gonna end up owing a bunch of money. But Donald, my manager, said I can work out payments that will be far less than an apartment, and I'll eventually pay those off, maybe by spring. Now, this storm just hit, but I'll be hanging out. St. Mark's open from 6:30 till 10, and I parked my car over here. So pretty much, I'm gonna be working. This last couple of days, I worked 12 hours, and I made about $300 one day and $200 another. And I can take breaks. I don't have to work 12 hours straight. But this is St. Mark's Coffee House in the winter. In the summer, these trees will all have leaves on them. But I parked my car over around the corner, so I'm gonna go back to Brian, Sandy, and the rest of the gang. This was in Florida when I flew to Florida several years ago.
And Brian and Sandy are really dear friends of mine. And that's why I wanted to cut this in. So I'm gonna go to my car right now, continue this. This about 2-3 minutes long.
20 years went by, and I didn't go anywhere until I fell in love with someone online, went to Brazil. Okay, now another 20 years have gone by, and I recently went to Japan. So my point is, I have this passion for travel, and I'm comfortable now, but I feel like, now that I've got my house and my car and my job, and I'm secure, it's not really fulfilling me. And when I saw Brian and Sandy on video traveling around, being free spirits, this whole minimalist lifestyle, I could really relate to it. Okay, and what we were talking about the other night, that you just recently moved, made a transition.
Yeah.
You were trying to communicate how you just feel like, even though your mother may feel one way.
Yeah, she doesn't get it yet.
Yeah, you feel this way about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I went through the same thing. My parents didn't understand. They said, why are you selling everything? You have a career, you have a house. Why are you leaving? And I just was, there's a Cat Stevens song that's called Father and Son. And maybe you haven't ever, I'll send you the link, but it's the Father and Son. It's about Cat Stevens having this conversation about his father and his mother, not understanding, but he had to follow his bliss. He had to follow his dream. And I was encouraging you to do that because I can relate to that.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, you gotta just.
What about you, Dylan?
Yeah,
What
so
about you? Share your-
so sort of similar, right? I've been looking for a different way to make money online, right? I was kind of tired of the traditional 9 to 5, having to go to a job every single day, and it's like I felt as if the more I went, the more I hated it, right? And during my journey, I went through some stuff, right? I kind of got scammed for some money. I lost a relationship that I felt at the time was a relationship that I really wanted, and then I lost my job, right? But what I didn't realize at the moment is that was actually a journey. That was actually at the beginning of my journey, right? That, like, I was already on a journey, but that was the beginning of a new journey. And what that did was it actually put me into a corner where I actually had to work my ass off. Where when I had a job, I kind of was like, I'll work tomorrow because I got this guaranteed paycheck that doesn't really value my time, to be honest. And I worked my ass off, and fast forward to now, I'm still jobless, but it's because it's by choice. It's not because I can't get a job. And I get to hang out with cool people like Doug, cool people like Brian and Sandy, cool people like Alexis. And I don't need to comb my hair when I decide I don't want to comb my hair, right? And like, I had to comb my hair at work, because if not, like, someone would probably tell me something. So the point is like, follow your heart, follow your dreams, and just live your life the way you want to live it, right? But at the same time, don't forget about your health. Right, and Doug could probably tell you a little bit about something about your health and how you could make that, keep that in line. Because if you have health, then you're gonna have wealth. That's it. I think that's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you want any more comments? You're from Boise, Idaho, and now we're in Florida. What's it like for you?
Well, what do you mean? What is it like?
I mean, this is a completely different environment than where you're living.
She said she wants to move down here.
Is it kind of out of your comfort zone? I mean,
No, I've actually traveled a lot, and so like my story is very similar. Like, I knew that I didn't want to live a normal life or work for somebody else, and so I've been like, having side hustles online and like building clientele and connections, and just really devoting my extra time when I wasn't at work to helping other people. And through that, I've been able to create an income where I've been able to travel. So I've actually been to Florida, like, I think 3 times now. And then before, I was living in Idaho, which was only for this last month. I was also traveling in Vegas, in California, and Dallas, and really all over the country because of what we all do online. So that's my story. How's your food?
Oh my God.
So, grab it, Sandy. Hey, Holly. What's up, David? So, look at my plate now. That's how good it was. You guys, Brazilian steakhouses are incredible. I've done a fair share amount of traveling myself. I met Doug. I was actually going to jump in his truck and go for a while with him, but then I met Sandy, and so we've been to about 25 countries over the last 2.5 years, and we're on a mission to see all the national parks in the U.S. I think we've probably seen maybe 20 or so at this point. What do you think, 30? 20 something. And I can say one thing, you know, these last 3 years of traveling and seeing the world, experiencing different cultures, very different from our own. Not only is it fun and really, really cool and exciting, and every day you're fired up to wake up, but, you know, you also learn a lot more about yourself, and you learn a lot more about people and different people and how they are. And I'd love to help you out holding that. I know your arms got to be getting tired. My hands are covered in butter. So all I can say is, you know, reach out to Doug and connect with him. He's a super, super awesome guy.
Thank you. I think, well, I don't know if anybody's even on here, but thank you for watching.
All right, you got Holly, you got David, you got a couple other people. Eric Rayner.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, and this will also be recorded. So this is my very first live hangout again from Florida with my special friends. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. By the way, I'm going to be doing one of these every single day to infinity. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing one of these every single day, whether I'm on the road or wherever I am. So watch for them. There'll be another one coming up tomorrow, which we'll still be in Florida. I might be hanging out with these guys. So thanks for tuning in.
To infinity.
To infinity. Yes. So
I like that commitment. You're awesome, Doug. You're gonna help so many people.
Bye, guys.
Okay, let's say we'll sign off. Hey guys, we're signing off.
Hi, it's nice meeting you, Doug's friends. Hopefully we see you with us on one of these trips.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. Say goodbye.
Yeah, nice. I kind of got some food in my mouth, but nice to meet you, Holly, David, and everyone else is watching. And I'm gonna try to do something better than Alexis.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Antonio, Texas, with my dear friends, Brian and Sandy. It's a real treat. They're in my truck, and Brian, I just gave Brian a little mini trucking lesson, so he's going to talk about it.
I learned a couple of things. So we put the kind of like a jack, the legs down. What are they called, Doug?
Landing gear.
The landing gear. We brought down the landing gear because he's a land pilot. So yeah, lifted that up, went forward a little bit, backed up, and reconnected to the trailer back there, and then went into the back and raised the landing gear all the way up. Took some of these brakes off here, both of them, and went forward. Got to feel what it was like to drive with the actual trailer behind me. Now it's not loaded, so it feels way different when it's full of, you know, thousands of pounds of stuff. But yeah, got to get a little idea for what it is. It's pretty cool. He's got these buttons that do a lot of the work for him, so he doesn't have to manually move it around, and all kinds of lights. Very self-sufficient, very roomy, plenty of space. I mean, that might be like, what, an 8-foot tall ceiling?
Well, I'm 6'3", so
yeah, maybe 8.5, something like that. Plenty of room.
The trailer's 13.6, so it's pretty tall.
Yeah, very tall.
So I appreciate. I just want to give Brian an experience of actually doing a little something.
Thank you so much for that, Doug. That was fun. That was cool.
Well, this kind of makes it more real. I remember that first conversation we had when I was up in Salt Lake, and you were on the phone. You answered the phone, and I said, "Are you one of the new driver managers? Because I haven't heard you." And you said, "No, I'm the new terminal driver manager." I mean, that was our very first conversation. And you may not remember it, but we had a rescue load to do, and I told you I can't do it. And I ended up racing down to Las Vegas, and the guy I was passing it on to wasn't there.
Right.
And he got there at like 12:20, and the whole idea I did that was to get there by 12 midnight. And that was our first kind of interaction, and it was like a real live thing.
Yeah.
With some of the most amazing stories I've ever heard in my life. By the way, he's also an Academy Award winner, Best Actor, And so if you don't know who he is, you've been living under a rock for a long time. And today we'll unlift that rock and you'll get to know him a lot better than you probably ever have before. So Matthew McConaughey, welcome to the show, brother.
Ed, Mila, good to be here with you, Ed.
Yeah, it's so good to have you, man. And by the way, just before we get going, I have to tell you, my favorite acting performance of all time is you in Dallas Buyers Club. That is my favorite role of a leading man. My producers are all nodding that I have ever watched any actor in my life was you in that movie. So I just want to tell you that up front.
Oh, thank you. That's great to hear that. Thank you.
Amazing work, man. And I want to figure out how you gotten so good at what you do and how, you know, life. By the way, write this down, guys, in the beginning, then we'll talk about it later. Write down emlivin.com. emlivin, Livin.com. Because April 24th, I'm going to tease it now, something miraculous is going to happen. I can't believe it's going to happen, that I'm going to be participating in and listening to myself. But we'll get to that in a minute. So can we get right into your brain, brother?
Let's go.
Let's go. So I think one of the cool...
I'm going to read page 3 in this cold weather, and then I'm going to go back inside. This is one of my favorite pages of Green Lights, and it's cold. So, you see my breath? So this is not a traditional memoir. Yes, I tell stories from the past, but I have no interest in nostalgia, sentimentality, or retirement most memoirs require. This is not an advice book either. Although I like preachers, I'm not here to preach and tell you what to do. This is an approach book. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera around and read it as I'm showing you what I'm seeing. I am here at my Mercantile Square loft, and it's February 17th, 2025, and I'm officially exiting my loft. This was something that was not planned. I could have planned better if I knew that I was not going to stay here when my second year lease was up in August. Now January 17th, I could have done what most people do. That is, give 30 days notice, plan for moving, and what my next step was. But I was optimistic, as I've always been here, that I was going to stay here the rest of my life. But it hasn't worked out that way. Fortunately, just like with my trucking career, 13 years, I'm glad I took a lot of videos to look back on and share that are all part of the Driving to Tokyo story, even though I'm not driving a truck any longer. I'm not working for Knight Transportation any longer. I'm not living in Arizona City. And currently I won't be living here, but doesn't mean, I just saw my friend Chuck at Whole Foods, doesn't mean doesn't mean I can't go down to Starbucks and set up and still make a video and have coffee. Doesn't mean I can't go to Capital One, the New Way Banking, or Whole Foods, or Union Station. All the things I love to do and photograph, I can still do. Just that I won't be living here. Now, it looks like what I'm going to do, I've done before, is rough it between now and spring. I have a dear friend named Jeremy. Without his help yesterday, we worked 7 hours. It took 7 hours to basically take what I wanted to keep. When I moved into this apartment, it was empty. I got photos of it. I didn't have anything. I had my Prius, 2017 Prius hybrid. I was not on my Lyft platform. I had just driven out from Arizona City, my folks' house, coming full circle back to Denver after being away 14 years. And this would be the longest that I've been in Denver since I left, about 3 years or so. And I've never lived downtown, but I've lived all over Denver. And I've rented for pretty much the whole entire time I was in Denver, about 19 years. And when I moved here, I was 37 years old, now I'm 71. Now, I'm not making plans too far into the future because I can know how things can change. But I've got lots of options, but the short term is I'm gonna leave a debt here. Don, the manager, has been really cool about it. I said, I'm sorry that things worked out the way they have. I love it here, but unfortunately, things haven't worked out financially. It's been tough. And this is an excuse. I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bed, 2-bath house in Arizona City with no rent, no mortgage for a decade. I had a job that I loved for a decade, 10 years. And Matthew McConaughey would call, I was in my green light zone. I didn't have any financial problems. I went to Japan not once or twice like Brazil. I went to Japan every fall and every spring for 2 solid years. I traveled all over the country, a million miles. I didn't just drive back and forth to the airport for 10 years. I drove literally everywhere. I slept in a different place every single night, and I only came home 4 days out of the month to see my folks. Up to the time that I lost my job, I have a lot of history connected with night transportation and, believe it or not, Denver, Colorado. I have as much of it documented as I can, and I love making videos. I'm doing more talking on camera to explain how things fit together, so it doesn't just seem like a big hodgepodge of stuff. For an outside person who isn't me, may not understand how everything fits together. How can you? You're not me. My own mother, my own father, my 2 sisters. I have some dear close friends, like my friend Sophia Rashkin, who I had a 13-year long, over a decade, very close relationship, not boyfriend, girlfriend, but she knows me. But she also has her own opinion and views and beliefs that aren't exactly aligned with mine, but I can appreciate and understand where she's coming from, because I've seen where she went from, you know, high-powered Empower Network power couple with her husband, speaking at events. They were making something like $80,000 a month, not a year. And I actually started out as attendee at a thing called the Day in the Office right here in Denver. I was not living here. And I paid her and her husband $2,500 on 3 occasions to learn how to build a successful Empower Network business. Now that was 13 years ago. I didn't know, and she didn't know, when that was all happening, that in the end, she would end up leaving her husband, Aaron, and on top of that, leaving the business. Their business went on to make $1 million. They were one of 13 people that made $1 million with Empower Network. And I was right smack in kind of the middle of all that. I started videotaping our travels and documenting things 13 years ago. And now she just contacted me. I guess she just got married. Her thing is completely different than Empower Network, and even completely different than her initial interest and reason she left Aaron and Empower was to pursue a career as a shaman in a channel, which is completely different than she was when I paid her $2,500. I'm talking about her a lot because she is definitely, she's the kind of friend, she knows me, and you'd have to know Sophia, she's very strongly opinionated because she was a leader. She was a shaman in a channel. And but she hates Japan. I love Japan. She hates Denver. I love Denver. She hates downtown. I love downtown. She's really into basically being out in the middle of nowhere in the desert. That's her thing. In a van, camping out. She doesn't quite get that I camped out in a truck for 13 years.